Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about TV, movies, comic books, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother and co-host, Bill. Brother first, co-host second. How you doing, Bill?
Yo, I'm doing good. That was pretty lame intro. We're going to get better. We're going to get better. We're going to get better.
What can I say? I'm pretty lame. Like the Suicide Squad, a sequel to 2016 Suicide Squad, is now available in theaters and on streaming on the HBO Max platform. This marks the third live-action appearance of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and the first that James Gunn's directed for DC since being fired by Marvel in 2018. There are a lot of varying expectations for this film, but that doesn't really matter if the movie isn't any good. Did you think the movie was any good?
I thought the movie was okay. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a bad movie. You know, I was able to. I judge a movie, baby. If it's bad, that means it did not tell the story well, and it didn't end with the same idea that it had at the beginning of the movie. You know, if we start out in the Midwest and end up in space, we got to have some really good explanations as to why we end up in space. You know what I'm saying, at the end of the movie. And so that was the first movie. That was the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So the second Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Big difference.
It was really good. I mean, it was really okay. It wasn't great, though. It wasn't a great movie. It was, if I had to compare it to like the Marvel movies, if I had to like put it side by side with it, I would say it doesn't match up with most of those.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, the only one you can fairly put it side by side is Deadpool, because it's like clearly just a straight up rated R film. But,
right. Yeah, because it is like tonally very, very different. You know, like Marvel movies aren't gonna be doing most of the things they're in
right.
the Suicide Squad.
And so yeah, I think if you put it next to Deadpool, man, it did not hold a candle to Deadpool, obviously, but it was still a really good movie. Good movie, not great movie, okay movie.
Right. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from with a lot of your points, because we talked about it a little bit before, and we'll get into more of the nitty gritty later on. But I really dug it. I thought it was fun. A lot of the things that
if you dug
irritated
it, then I'm Patty Mayonnaise.
Solid Doug reference. I liked it a lot. I mean, like I some of the things that irritate me about James Gunn, at least like about like some of the things that I didn't like about specifically Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I didn't feel like it was as corny, and maybe that had to do with like the R rating. Like some of the jokes landed a little bit more with me just because of the
You're an adult.
Yeah, and he was allowed to like have adult jokes rather than like more silly jokes. But I mean, I guess it's still a very silly movie.
It was. It was like, it was funny. You know, the first movie wasn't not funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
it just didn't make any goddamn sense. It just was like a lot of shit that didn't make any sense. Will Smith would have come back to do this movie if they'd have paid him enough.
I'm very curious. I'm
very curious. The fact that it was a confusing movie, he was in it. It must have not made no sense. If he was in it, Must not have made no sense. Man.
I'm very curious if he read the script for this new movie and decided to pass on it, or if he just decided to just.
I heard he did wasn't enough money. I might be I might be wrong about that.
That might be true. And I did hear, so like when I was, we'll get into the actual movie in just a little bit, but like I did hear that James Gunn wrote the script for Deadshot, like so Idris Elba's character Bloodshot, he actually wrote it for Deadshot, but but they ended up changing it to Bloodshot just because they were like, well, what if Will Smith wants to come back? That's why you kind of seems very parallel to that. Like he's also got a daughter that he has a sordid relationship with. But and there was also another moment that I felt that was very like. There's a moment where Rick Flag and Harley Quinn and Bloodshot all have a moment together that's reminiscent to the first movie where they're like going over the rules of the Suicide Squad together. And I was like, this feels like it would have had more resonance if Will Smith was there instead of Idris Elba. It feels like this was written for that character. But, you know, either way, like I didn't feel like I was missing Will Smith. It just like there was a couple moments like that where I just felt like
I never feel like I'm missing Will Smith. So I mean, it's okay if he's not in it. But I mean, shout out to Will Smith. I love Will Smith. He's a great actor. Not better than The Rock though. That's what this movie was missing. That's what the Suicide Squad was missing. It was missing The Rock.
Yo, if
is there any way we can get The Rock in the Suicide Squad? Is there any way Black Adam can get captured? And then we like capture Black Adam and put a fucking bolt in a. I guess it doesn't matter if you put a exploding device in a god's head.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah, like how will we be able to incorporate Black Adam into the
Suicide Squad?
Into the Suicide Squad.
Let's put him in the Suicide Squad so we can watch The Rock dominate.
Well, actually, so to segue. I guess it's a terrible segue, but
it's a segue.
Now we're talking about like members of the Suicide.
It's more like just moving on.
Just to move on, just talk about like some of the characters in the Suicide Squad, specifically on the team. Were there any standouts? You're gonna keep saying
Suicide Squad, aren't you?
That time I said it on mistake, but I said it on purpose at the front. So now every time I say it on mistake, it'll sound like I'm doing it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I'm covering my tracks.
Okay. Good math.
But do you have like out of all the members on the actual squad, do you have like a favorite character? There's like or a standout performance that you liked, or arc that you enjoyed?
I have a character that I hate the most.
Okay, yeah, all right.
And
I'll take that.
I have two characters that I hate the most.
Okay.
And they kept both of them. Oh, is this a spoiler?
Oh yeah, this is all going to be spoilers. I don't have the patience for spoiler.
First of all,
non-spoiler.
Right. If you're watching this, it's a spoiler. Period. They decided to keep both of the characters that I don't like alive, and at the end, as like. I'm like waiting on these like cutscenes at the end. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. What is it gonna be? And the most gratifying thing that happened in the movie, two most gratifying things. They killed the Weasel, and then they killed John Cena's character, Peacemaker. And I was like, man, that is amazing. That was amazing. That was exactly what I needed to make this a good movie. And then they brought them back to life at the end, and I was like, this is an okay movie.
those brought it down a little great.
This is not going to be a good movie. You're getting a C.
Yeah, it's so funny that you bring up Weasel because it's like he's such a weird looking character.
Why would you bring him back?
He's so weird. My girlfriend, when we were watching it, like we both laughed when he died, and we were also like it was pretty gratifying when he died. But she also like had a weird attachment to Weasel.
He was in
the
movie for 45 seconds.
I know. I was like very surprised by that. She was like, "Oh, but I wanted to see more of that weird little thing." And then when he came back to life and he started walking like,
now he's gonna go eat babies. Apparently,
yeah. Apparently that's his thing. He eats babies.
He's gonna eat what? Was it Venezuelan? I don't know what country these motherfuckers were. What is that? Is that a fake country that they made?
Oh yeah, it's apparently a fake country.
So fake.
Cordo Maltese.
Cordo Maltese. It sounds like a restaurant in Silver Lake, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
California.
Like, I went to Corto Maltese, got the huevos mancheros. That shit was off the
Corto
chain.
Maltese, you get the chicken Malaysia, chicken Milanese. You get that, and it's a good. Set it off, buddy. Get the cheesy potatoes.
But yeah, I did forget before I went into this movie that like DC is the comic books that have the fake places like the Star Cities and the Gothams and shit like that.
Right. So they were all Venezuelan.
Yeah.
So
DC's Venezuela.
So all these people now have a child eating, baby killing monster on the loose, apparently. That was weird and unnecessary. And then the Peacemaker was a dick the whole movie. And I was glad when he died, and I was mad that he lived.
Yeah.
And that's really all it comes down to.
Well, I will say, since you brought up...
But my favorite character would probably be Polka Dot Man.
I actually did like Polka Dot Man a lot, too. I liked his little moment where right before he died, and, he's, I'm a superhero. And
I'm a motherfucking superhero, is what he said.
As soon as he started screaming, I was like, oh, man, he's about to die. It's like, you're not supposed to say things like that.
I was like, oh, shit,
this kind of movie.
He's dead.
It did seem like the beginning of the movie was a way of setting up that, like, essentially, I guess, try to set up that anybody in this movie could die, like the way they just kind of killed off half the team. Which
I will say that there was less of that in the first movie. In the first movie, it felt very these people aren't going to die, and almost no one on the team died. Like,
yeah. It's just that one movie. Native American dude at the beginning that we all knew was going to die.
Yeah, he gets paid way too much. He's got that Law and Order budget. He's on Law and Order, man. He's getting that goddamn money. He's like, what? No, I'm not coming in here to do this movie for real,
Like, I come in and do a day.
That's like, what's his name? The dude with the white hair in the movie. And
oh yeah, Michael Rooker, yeah.
Michael Rooker, he's killing the bird. I'm like, oh, he's going to die quickly.
Yeah. All of James Gunn's dudes that he has, like he's had in his other movies, like Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion. And Polka Dot Man. Actually, yeah, he was in a couple of his other
Polka
movies.
Dot Man.
All those guys died.
Polka Dot Man. I got a song for you.
Is that a real song?
No, I just made it up right now. I made up a song for Polka Dot Man because you know what? He needed this song. He's dead now, but R.I.P. Polka Dot Man. Also, R.I.P. Milton.
R.I.P. Milton. Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite characters too, just because of his hilarious death.
Right.
Like that was that I laughed. I had to rewind it just because I was laughing so hard.
Like, right. You did rewind. I was like, yo, fuck Milton. Y'all got a goddamn starfish monster telepath that's about to jump on your fucking face. You guys need to get the fuck out of there. Did you? But like they didn't know that part. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't go down to the basement part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they didn't know. So they was just up there just like la 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 la. I'm like, no. Starro the Conqueror. Can we talk about Starro the Conqueror?
Yeah, let's talk about Starro the Conqueror for a little bit because he's popped up a little bit in a couple of
Do you know the
comics
history of Starro the Conqueror?
Not really.
So,
go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to give you the real nigga rundown on the Starro the Conqueror. Starro the Conqueror has two different origin stories, obviously, because he's such an old character, as most comic book characters. He's got a couple of origin stories. We're only going to go with one. The most recent one, Starro the Conqueror, starts out as this kid who is on this planet, and this starfish monster comes to his planet and infects like everybody on his planet. Everybody on this planet was all telepathically linked, right? And Starro gets caught. The not Starro, but this guy, we're gonna call him Ted. Ted's character gets captured by this starfish monster. Like his whole race gets and yeah. And so anyway, fast forward through this, he ends up killing his brother, who was trying to kill the starfish queen. And
this is like while he's under the influence.
While he's under the influence of the starfish, he just kills his brother. But he goes crazy over the pain of killing his brother, being forced to kill his brother. He rips the starfish from his face, ripping his flesh from his face. And, he kills the queen star, and, like, the star, like, attaches to his body.
Oh.
And he, like, melds with it.
Oh,
and then
shit.
he, like, becomes Starro the Conqueror.
Oh, so the Starro now is the the boy who like killed his brother under the influence, or the man who killed his brother under the influence.
Right.
Whoa. Okay.
Deep shit. And if you want to get a better explanation, you can check out Variant Comics history of Starro.
Oh,
Shout out to Variant Comics.
Yeah,
shout out
Variant Comics. Yeah,
what's his name? Aries Quinones?
Yeah, Aries. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like Starro a lot in this. Like, he didn't show up until like the last 15 minutes, which is cool. Like, he didn't need to be like the villain that they were like having to deal with the whole movie. I like that it kind of had this Kelly's Heroes kind of vibe to it, where they were just like a bunch of like expendable soldiers going in to just complete a mission, and by the time they get to the mission, everything goes to shit. Like, I liked that vibe of it. And I liked the idea of Starro. He's this person who's been tortured since, I guess, the 40s. Did they explain
He's
exactly
not a
how
person.
long he was, or a creature that was been tortured for decades. And then he just
roughly
gets out, and he's just like angry. He just starts destroying shit.
He's just like I'm angry. This city is mine. It's like, is that all you want? Is the city? Because you can have that,
right? And it's like, which I kind of liked how Viola Davis was just like, oh, well, if you just gonna kill all these brown people all of this country, it's like, it's fine.
Well, I mean,
y'all go.
I don't think it was about them being brown. I think it was just about them not being American.
Oh, right, yeah.
And not her problem.
Right. It's just like, yeah.
She's like, oh, we just gonna blow that up. That's all it is. Like, yeah,
right.
We sending in nukes for that. Y'all just get up out of there.
Yeah. Which I liked how they showed how cold-hearted Viola Davis was, and like basically showed
how cold-hearted her crew is, her team. They hit her in the head with a fucking 9-iron or a goddamn driver.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
So
I always, every time anything,
that was weird.
Anytime something like that happens in a movie, I'm always think of Archer when when somebody gets knocked out. Archer's like, "Oh, that's super bad for you," just to be concussed.
Right, because he's had it so many. He's like, "Oh, that's super bad for you."
Yeah, it's like, but it happens all the time in movies.
Because it's happened to me.
Okay.
So, oh, that's super bad for you because it's happened to me a lot. That's what he's trying to say. He's like, "Yo, you shouldn't do that."
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I also didn't like, speaking of Starro, they had the Thinker all over him, right?
Right.
Thinker was doing fucked up shit to Starro.
Yeah.
And it was kind of creepy. But Thinker, I didn't like what they did with Thinker. Thinker, if they'd have been, if in the comic books, if they had been around Thinker, if they just been around him, he would have been able to control their brains. Like,
yeah, it seems like he was a very smart dude. It didn't seem like he had any powers or anything.
Yeah, exactly. He just wasn't. He didn't have any of the powers of Thinker.
Yeah,
he just had light bulbs, broken light bulbs
yeah.
sticking up out of his head or some shit. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know if they changed it. Like,
they just made him look weird, and they made him useless. Yeah, essentially,
he's just a funny looking scientist. But
he should have been able to like control all their brains and make them do like all kinds of shit. Like,
yeah,
whatever. I guess he's just run by the fake Venezuelan government.
Yeah, he's just kind of a smart scientist.
Quasar Smarties or whatever the fuck you nerds. Look, nerds. I just motherfucking quoted Aries Quinones' name perfectly. So y'all just get off my back.
Yeah, I mean, it did like seem like whatever, like this this interpretation of Thinker was just like he was just a smart dude.
Yeah, it's like somebody who doesn't read the comic books and doesn't know who the characters are.
I mean, he definitely reads the comics. Like James Gunn definitely reads the comics, and this definitely felt derivative of I forget the writer's name, but one of the earlier Suicide Squad comics with Captain Boomerang and Rick Flag, where like it did feel like Expendables, where like they were just killing off C-list villains the whole time. I did really like their interpretation of King Shark, which I didn't think that I was going to, because they essentially made him Groot. I do like his character a lot more in Harley Quinn, where he's just like more of like a silly character, and he actually.
Oh, you mean
speaks.
the animated?
Yeah, in the animated
DC universe where they do things better.
Yeah, they just do things way better. They just have a better. The people who are writing those properties have a better understanding of the characters. But I will say that like I still liked the interpretation their interpretation of King Shark. But it was just very different. It was basically Groot and Hulk.
I liked King Shark. It was better than what they did with Killer Croc, but must not have been played by a black guy, because that's why he got more lines.
Yeah, man, they did Out of BC wrong, man. Like I was so excited when Out of BC got cast. I can't remember the actor's real name, but I remember as Out of BC from Oz.
That's right. They should have put a little hat on him when on Killer Croc. Can you imagine that little hat
to the side?
This is why we need an editor. See, this is why you guys gotta give a thumbs up. This is why you gotta, hit us on the Cash App and all kind of stuff, because we need the ability. Share this with your friends. Don't forget to share this with your friends, because we need an editor so you can see a little hat on Killer Croc's head, barely hanging on top, because Adabisi style. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to see that.
Yeah, like from compare it to the first movie, like just like you said, King Shark to King
King Batch.
King Shark to Killer Croc, like way
different,
bigger improvement. All the characters like in the main group, it just felt
also.
A lot more
I feel like this is kind of going backwards a little bit, but I feel like Weasel is only in the movie because he's played by James Gunn's brother. I feel like he's only coming back, like, they didn't kill him off because he's like, hey, I can just put my brother in another movie.
Possibly. I mean, like, it seems like he's
he's
looking out for his brother,
There's no reason to put that motherfucker in this movie, man. Man.
Again, like, I don't know. There's something there, because again, my girlfriend squealed. There's something about.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the same people who like Weasel being in the movie are the same people who like the Purge movies?
No, I don't think so. I think that the people who like.
I think there's a certain kind of psychology behind like watching shit that is disgusting and fearful.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
fearful,
for sure.
Like to yourself, like, oh man, this is happening.
I do think that there is something there, because my girlfriend does love horror movies, so there's something, and she likes weird, creepy shit. So there's.
I think the Purge. So she's definitely a Purge movie person. Maybe she just hasn't seen it yet. She's a Purge movie person. It's waiting on her.
I'm pretty sure she's seen the Purge.
They made them for her. They made them for people who like shit like.
We watched one of the Purge movies together, and we did not like it, but it wasn't the first one. So I don't know.
Oh, well, see, well, that's why you watching deep off into the series now. It's Halloween at this point. The Purge movie, it's the Saw movies now.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's yeah.
You got to get Chris Rock now. You can't just. Chris Rock got to be in the next Purge. But didn't they kill all the black people in the last Purge? I don't know. I don't watch Purges. We're talking about Suicide Squad.
We're talking about Suicide Squad. Do you have a favorite moment in the movie? Like, is there
my favorite moment in the movie was when old dude looked like he was about to. The blonde dude. He looked like he was about to jump into the action and do something crazy, and then he just took off and ran. That wasn't probably my favorite, but it was like one of the most memorable moments to
Yeah.
me because he's just like, "Oh shit, fuck this, I'm out." Like, no, like he probably could have did something. I don't even know what his powers were. I was waiting to see what his powers were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably what most people were waiting. Like, okay, what's he about to do? Nothing. He's about to get his head blown off. That's all he's about to do is just get his head blown off.
Yeah, for a second there at the beginning, I was like, is Michael Rooker the lead of this movie? Because they made it seem like we were just going to be following him.
I'm not gonna say that it was. Look, I don't know what my favorite. I'll tell you like my most memorable moments. You know what I'm saying? Like my most memorable moments, good or bad, was that one right there. The weasel dying, and then obviously the weasel coming back to life. I was very upset about that. Captain Dickhead, Peacemaker. Peacemaker. Dying and then coming back to life. That was an epic death. Should have just died. No reason to come back.
That was a really good death. I like how they set it up, and yeah.
So that was a good one and a bad one. But motherfucking Milton, man. Milton died. And then Polka Dot Man showed that he was really caring about Milton, and I was like, see, I like Polka Dot Man. So if you had to ask me who's my favorite character, you asked me who's my favorite character earlier. I don't think I gave an answer. Polka Dot Man was my favorite character.
Polka Dot Man was really great. He
had the best arc to me because he became a superhero.
Yeah, and actually, he had the best arc, and I was low key kind of wanting to know more about him. I was like, wait, what's going on with your mom?
Where are your brothers and sisters? Where are your brothers and sisters?
Yeah,
do they have the same powers?
Yeah, like I was.
And are you masturbating to get rid of these?
I don't know. It seemed like he was puking. I don't know.
Are you masturbating to get rid of these polka dots?
It seems like
he just went behind a bush, and then he just a whole bunch of stuff happens, lights, and then he just comes back normal. I'm like,
I was
slightly exhausted.
I was really interested in his character. He seems like it seemed like there was a lot going on there.
This is a little too. This is. There will be some kids watching this. Let's just not put that in there.
It's like, imagine that the deleted scenes is like a 3-minute masturbation scene with Polka Dot Man.
That's out there on YouTube right now. Go look it up right now. Everybody, go look it up right now, y'all. It's out there. I promise.
Release the gun cut.
Go look it up on Reddit. Go look it up. There's a masturbation scene. Polka Dot Man. Go look it up right now.
No, I will say that. My favorite character was probably. I don't know. It was probably a tie between Bloodsport and Ratcatcher. I just really like both of those.
Oh, I didn't even ask you. Oh, yeah. What are your favorite scenes, Alex?
No. Yeah, I just.
What are your favorite scenes from the movie, Alex?
Blood. Like I liked. I keep going back and forth. Is it Bloodshot or Bloodsport?
It's Bloodsport. It's Bloodsport, mate.
Bloodsport.
It's Bloodsport. You're being real disrespectful right now.
First, I did like that. I liked his character a lot. I like Idris Elba. Idris Elba is amazing in everything he does, even when he's in shitty movies. So I really liked him in this, and I really liked his relationship with Ratcatcher. I feel like that was his whole arc. Him just having that relationship with Ratcatcher and realizing how much he really cares for his daughter that he's estranged. And Ratcatcher also just
obviously knew how much. I don't know. He obviously knew how much he cared about his daughter because he.
Obviously he cared about his daughter. That's why he always he kept her at arm's length. And that
there was nothing at the end of the movie saying that he was going to be a good person at the end of this. So
not necessarily.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying it's kind of like an empty arc, empty calorie ending. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, he's a better person now, but he's still going to take the next contract to kill somebody because he's got to. He's got to eat, and that's all he does for a living.
That's that's one of the great things I like about the concept of the Suicide Squad. Well, first of all, that there's levels to this villain shit. Like I really liked.
If you're right about the levels of the villain shit, because if you kill all the good ones in the Suicide Squad. Who is going to be in the movies when you do the movies? You can't put the Penguin in the Suicide Squad. Because then you can't have him in the motherfucking next movie.
Right. Well, one of the other reasons you can't have Penguin in the Suicide Squad is because he's also just like there's levels to like the villain shit. Is like there's people like Blood. There's people like Idris Elba. I'm just gonna call it Idris Elba because I keep forgetting. I'm high. There's people like Idris Elba who are like morally ambiguous. Like they'll do a job, but they still like have certain like morals. Like, at the end of the day, they're not gonna let a whole city die.
Okay.
There's another level where there's people like Peacemaker who they don't give a shit and they'll kill whoever.
Deathstroke has a heart sometimes. All of them have hearts sometimes.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. There's levels to it, and then there's people like Joker who doesn't have a heart, and you couldn't put them on someone like
Cobblepot has a heart sometimes in the comic books.
I mean, I guess
Cobblepot. Look, everybody's not Danny DeVito's Cobblepot. Okay.
I mean, I suppose. Yeah,
everybody's not. All the Cobblebots in the comic book are insane.
But I mean, you couldn't have Joker on the Suicide Squad because he's not gonna do the right thing.
He's a wild card. Yep.
Wild card, bitches.
You get it? Get it?
Oh yeah.
He's a Joker. He's a wild
the Joker card. Yeah.
I've been watching Jungle Cruise. There's a lot of.
But
anybody who's seen Jungle Cruise, get that. Just wait for that review as well.
But there's an episode of Harley Quinn where they talk about the levels of villainy and like how there are people like Harley who will like rob a bank and kill a security guard or a cop or something like that. And then there's people on the next level who will kill an entire family reunion full of people, men, women, and children and all. Just for the fun of it.
Peacemaker.
And like there's like some
not Peacemaker. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, definitely Peacemaker because he pretty much said like he would kill men, women, and children for.
Don't watch that show, y'all. I don't like it.
But I just appreciate their looking into like the fact that there are levels to the morality on the team, and that's how you have some people betraying other members of the team.
Facts.
But I will say my favorite scene in the movie was when like the rats are all over the Starro, and Harley jumps with the javelin through Starro's eyeball. I thought she was just gonna like stab it, but then she goes into the eyeball juice, and then the rats are swimming inside, and then there's blood sloshing inside. I thought that was so gross and cool and unexpected.
It was a good shot.
That was
I knew that was not unexpected to me because I pretty much expected ever since she had the javelin in her hand and she had kept it. And when she like grabbed it again when she was leaving, and I was like, this because I knew Starro was in the movie already. Like,
right.
I was like, oh, she's gonna stab this through his eye. Also, I wanted to say this. Cortos Martis.
Yeah, Corto Maltese.
Corto Maltese. Why do they have so many rats in one on one island?
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I mean, look, that's it. Yeah, that's all you got. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Look, there's nothing else. Hey, can we please address the rat problem in Corto Maltese?
Yeah, I want to look up how many like rats are in like I don't know.
Puerto Rico,
Cuba, or something like that. Like, yes,
right,
like just some.
That was fucking crazy, Hawaii. Bro. That was crazy. I was like, yo, son, why? Somebody needs to talk about why all these goddamn rats exist. Right. He's talking about, now we've got a dictator taking over. Well, fuck the last guy because we got all these goddamn rats.
Yeah, now we have another problem.
We always had a problem. It was called rats.
And maybe if it was New York, did you think it would have the same like? Would you be questioning it as much if it was?
No,
in New
York? No, not in New York. No, I wouldn't question it at all. I'd be like, yep. I'd be like, why ain't they bigger?
Makes all the sense in the world.
Why ain't they bigger? They should be bigger.
Considering, we've pretty much said how we feel about the movie. Are you excited about any more of these? Because James Gunn has pretty much said that he's going to make more movies.
Not excited.
Oh, okay.
I mean, James Gunn's going to make more movies. He's a movie maker. That's what he makes his movies. So
he's going to be making more movies with DC, though.
Like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
He says that. I mean, Will he if he doesn't get as much control over the next one as he did this one?
I mean,
Because that's what a lot of directors say that about Superman. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna direct the next Superman," and then they we never see that Superman movie, and then
right
six directors later, you get a shitty one, and then you're like, "What happened? What happened?"
Well, it for whatever reason, it does seem like they gave James Gunn more. Like James Gunn seems to be talking very highly about his experience with this compared to how badly Zack Snyder was talking about his experience with Warner Brothers. So for whatever reason, they let him do it.
Because he just got fired from the last place he was at, Alex. That's why. I'm saying that's why he's talking highly, because you can't speak highly of the last situation that you were just in because you got fired from that, and you don't want to ever get fired again. So you're just putting in good vibes, like, yo, I know that nigga's crazy. Y'all, we're good. We good. I like y'all. And, he's probably just easier to deal with. Like, Zack Snyder is weird. So, James Gunn's weird too, but he's like more of the, like, type of weird that he's probably more of the weird that they're used to dealing with, or they're comfortable dealing with. It's all about relationships with these people. So,
definitely.
So, but anyway, that's a lot, very speculative. And hyperbole. A lot of hyperbole.
Hyperbolicious.
I am indeed.
But yeah, and you got any final thoughts on the movie? Anything else you want?
This movie was. I have a ranking system for movies: Carl Thomas, Bobby Brown, or Michael Jackson. We got to do a video on that system, but this movie will get a Carl Thomas.
Hey, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not Bobby Brown, but it's damn sure no Michael Jackson.
Right now, I mean, I still need to think about it, and I'm still gonna be making a.
You gotta use my rating system.
I'm still gonna be making a review video later. But I would say right now it would be at Bobby Brown status for me. Because I really, really dug it, especially compared to a lot of the I like it more than most other DC movies. I actually can't think of another DC movie I like more than this one.
It probably would have got a Bobby Brown for me if they hadn't had that girl walk out with her titties jumping all around for no goddamn reason, and that shit was completely unnecessary.
Push it over the top for me.
I was just like, come on now. Seriously, I was just like, oh, come on, man. Come on. Seriously? And it looks like CGI was added to me. I'm still not sure it wasn't no CGI added to those titties. Because when they come in and kill everybody else after that, our titties were not that big. I swear to God. Y'all go back.
The CGI budget
go back and look at them titties, y'all. Them titties was jumping too much.
No, it might just be because I just watched it. I probably have to watch it again. But I liked it more than again, I can't think of another DC movie in this universe that I like more than it.
Ooh, that wasn't the question.
And I'm just talking about how I
feel you.
I definitely liked it more than Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I did. But I liked it a lot.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a straight up Bobby Brown, like a hot Bobby Brown too. Like
there's
my prerogative, Bobby Brown.
That really, really irritate me. But I mean, that's that's for another part, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we can stay tuned for that. We're gonna debate that, y'all.
Yeah,
get into them in the comments. Which one do you think was better, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or The Suicide Squad, the laziest title in movie history?
Yeah, and
nigga, they literally just called the last one Suicide Squad.
Yeah, just like The Suicide. Which makes it kind of confusing actually for everybody who wants to talk about it. But let us know in the comments. Yeah, did you like this? How much did you like this one compared to the other Suicide Squad movie? Right. How much did you like this compared to any other James Gunn movie?
How much did you like this compared to Mango Sherbet? How much did you like this video that you're listening to right now?
Right.
Yeah.
How much did you like this? If you liked it a lot.
And also, you can thumbs down stuff if you don't like this, but
yeah.
I will somehow get in touch with you, and I will spray paint thumbs downs all over your front door.
But yeah,
and that's not a threat. That's a promise.
But yeah, go ahead and do it. I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm too lazy. I'll be disappointed, but I'll move on.
That's why I come in.
This is where I come in.
That's where I come in. I do the dirty work.
Thanks for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new episodes of the pod and new video essays from yours truly. Till next time, stay safe, my little suicide squatters, and may the force be with you.